guys, today we wanted to talk about how to determine whether it's working or not working in a relationship. We're going to talk about the signs and share maybe stories we have about our relationships that were successful or weren't successful.
Basically putting too much into a relationship, and what's putting too much in? Like, when's it not working?
And when is it time to just let go?
Let it go. Let it go.
Still haven't seen the movie, guys. Still haven't seen it.
Okay, so I would say how you know when a relationship isn't working, maybe if the amount of time that if the person, your significant other, doesn't communicate to you as often anymore.
Do you want to start with an example? Maybe that'll be easier.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to start, or do you me start?
You can start.
Okay, I'll start. Okay, so again, right, the queen of terror. That'd be me. Chaos, misappropriated and unfortunate events. Dun dun dun. It took me a while to understand what it meant to be putting too much into a relationship. I put a lot into my relationships. They're definitely an investment for me. I would go so far as later when I started working out, I definitely did because I was trying to please the person I was in a relationship with. I changed my habits. I stopped hanging out with friends because that person was insecure about who I was friends with. He was insecure about my friends. I stopped going certain places because he was just insecure. And female and male friends alike, he was just insecure about all of it. And there came a point where I could no longer compromise. And I shouldn't even compromise as much as I did. That's when it's not working. If you can't be yourself around a person, you're a smiley person, they met you smiling, and all of a sudden they're like, I don't like that you smile. When you find that you're compromising yourself, literally from the core of who you are, that's when you know it's not working.
Don't change.
Unless there's some changes that are necessary, but change for yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's a better thing, because you want the person to love you for where you're at in life, but have faith that you'll do better and you'll grow as a person, not push you because they have some type of control freak, dominating complex they have going on with their own control of life issues. There's a boundary that needs to be set with how much you compromise. I may not like trying new food, but I'll try it because I like it. That's not a big deal. I may be uncomfortable with going to church, but I'm going to go because it's a big deal for you. That's not me compromising who I am. But when it comes to the point where it's I'm a natural brunette and you're trying to get me to dye my hair blonde just because it suits you, not for any other reason. I don't even dye my hair, but you're trying to genuinely change me for who I am. That's when it's not working. You go out with your friends and they no longer want you to go with your friends. That's when it's not working. You should be able to be yourself. There are some things hey girls, I can't hang out with you this Saturday. I'm going on a date with so-and-so. Yeah, that's time effectiveness. You can't, you have to balance out between your friends and your relationships. But you can't, you can't completely blow off one. That's an extreme. That's when it's not working. When else is it not working?
When you guys are arguing too much. Arguing too much, and they're not constructive arguments. It's not really going anywhere. You don't really learn or grow from the arguments. They don't listen, and it's just constantly arguing or constantly breaking up and getting back together.
That's typically because they don't understand you, though. They won't take the time to understand you. A lot of people won't listen.
That shows.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, definitely. But some arguments are healthy, you guys. There are typical relationship arguments. Yeah. But what she's saying is when it's just an extreme. I don't eat peanut butter. Out of nowhere, blowing it out of proportion just to find a reason to break up with you. And some people do that. They will find a reason just to break up with you to do whatever it is that they're trying to do.
They find the little things. Mm-hmm. They hark on the little things.
Really insignificant, true. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Well, I don't really have that issue in romantic relationships, but friendships.
That's
there's
true.
Still relationships that happens in where there's more distance created between the friend and yourself, or when they now have a problem with who you are.
Yeah.
And it's you are who you are. There's nothing wrong with you, and then they nitpick at that. So it's why did you call me all these times? Well, you told me to call you to wake you up. Well, you'd have to call 15 times. You said you didn't want to miss dinner. But now you're mad at me because I called you?
those are definitely relationships, are friendships.
Right.
They're friendships, and I've definitely had a friend. You guys know this one. I've definitely had a friend who didn't want me to hang out with just a friend, who didn't want me to hang out with my other friends. Like he was missing a few. He was a couple short of Happy Meal.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have to compromise
He's nuts.
any of your other relationships
To please one person.
To please one person. That's ridiculous. Like, you need other people in your life. There's not one person. Like, sure, I have Heavenly in my life, but I don't know what I would do without Danny. Like, so if Heavenly was mad every time I hung out with Danny, that wouldn't work for
That'd
me.
be pretty awkward.
It's super weird.
That'd be pretty awkward. But it's
Why would
there.
but it happens. It's
there.
fairly common. And
I've had a couple friends like that. Y'all know them? You know who you are. Like, they just like,
You're
oh,
out
so
there.
Yeah, you're hanging out with such and such. Yes. Feel free to tag. Like,
Insecurity and jealousy. That's the root of it all.
you don't have to be dating them to find that out.
Happens with friendships, happens in relationships.
And sometimes on
Happens
a
with
positive
family.
note, sometimes it doesn't have to be all that drama. Sometimes your lives are just going separate ways. And that's okay. It's not something you need to be, you don't have to find a reason to break up with someone just because it's not working. You have to be honest with yourself. Hey, I'm into humanitarian work and this person's a more materialistic, superficial person. I could sleep and eat on the floor so long as I'm helping others, And this person wants like high class $50,000 hotel. Our lives are fun, our foundations are literally different. What we value as people are different. You don't have to blow it out of proportion. Sometimes you're just, as people, you're different. And that's when it's not working. Even if you like each other, you don't have to dislike the person for it to not be working.
all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So basically, in a short, small arguments for no reason. You're trying to help them with their goals, and they're backlashing out on you. They don't want you to be with other friends. Anyone else? Did I miss something? Good.
They don't spend as much time with you anymore.
Yeah.
The communication
They
wise.
try to isolate you.
And you start to feel distant. Like, you feel the distance.
Or guilty. Like they're trying to guilt trip you for like, oh, you chose to study over, coming out with me this Saturday. Those.
Yeah.
No. But either way, let us know about some experiences that you've had. Let us know when something wasn't working for you and how you came to terms with it. We'd love to know. And like, love, share, and sub. We'll see you next week.
We should clink kiss. No, you're not. We don't have any cups.
Okay.
Ow.
Terrible idea.
Bye, guys.